Welcome back to the Motherload, everyone. As always, we have discussions throughout all of our episodes about topics that I feel are really important when it comes to raising kids in this day and age. And the next topic we're going to discuss is something that we've seen a lot recently in headlines specifically, and that is gaming platforms and predators, or when it comes to exploitation, knowing who your kids are talking to and what their intentions are. I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to this. So I had to bring in some help, not even just for you, but for me as well, to make sure we have all the information we need. And that is my good friend here, Jody Neal, who is an author and a lawyer. Jody, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me on this very important topic.
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about that. Before we deep dive into all of it, I just kind of want to introduce you to our viewers and talk a little bit about how you even got into this space and why it's so important to you.
Thank you. Well, I got into the space because I was assigned. I was a
Mhm.
prosecutor, and this was in the late aughts, 2006, 2007. And, I was a good soldier and I wasn't going to say no. And when I got assigned to the division, I spent the first month crying every night because of the atrocities that I could not even wrap my head around. I was
Mhm.
26.
Wow.
And but I stuck with it. I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't going to fail. And I ended up having the most beautiful experiences with children who were survivors of child sexual abuse largely.
Mhm.
And I was their prosecutor and I held their hand going into the courtroom and I got them through it and their families. I also dealt with the child sexual abuse material, the CSAM.
Mhm.
And I went back to the DA's office this in 2024 for a short time, and the advances in technology were far more disturbing than I could have anticipated. The
Yeah.
use of AI, all the various platforms that perpetrators have to find our kids, and it made me terrified as I'm a mother of two daughters who also play
Yeah.
Roblox.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what really turned me onto this topic and this conversation is because I have two young children myself. My son is about to turn 9 years old, so he's very much into the gaming space, and he's introduced that to my 6-year-old daughter. And so I have become so hypersensitive and aware to the fact that these games and these chat rooms essentially are so readily available to kids, and they're still kids. They're so naive. Sometimes they don't understand what they're getting into, or what they're being pulled into.